Okay, so we are going to use our summing matrices and we're going to have a look at it and see how some examples of it. So we've got the rangers, 3 rangers completed their monthly park surveys of feral animal sightings, and this is shown in matrix S. So we've got matrix S over here. Now, it says evaluate S times B. Evaluate means just calculate it. So we're going to go S and times B. So if we look like that, so let's have a look. So we go over here, we're going to do it on our calculator. Now, what is the order of S? Because I'm going to have to create one with this one. It's got 3 rows and 4 columns. Good. So we click OK. So we're going to type that data in. So you guys could probably do this while I'm doing it as well. Okay, so I've typed in S, and now I'm going to type in B. Now, B is a column matrix, and the reason it's a column matrix is because it only has 1 column. So if I look at it, it actually has 4 rows, and obviously it's a column matrix, so 1 column. And it's a column matrix full of 1s. Now, if you have a look, so if we press enter, so because this B was a column matrix and of 1s, and it was post multiplied, what we said before, I said if you do that, it equals, adds up the rows. Okay, so what you'll see, if we look at this, our answer, what we got over here, we now have still have a column matrix, but we have a column matrix with these numbers. So if you remember though, when we multiply, what we take from this S is the rows of this one, and what we take from this one is the column, which was just 1s. So really what we've done, we have, if this is Aaron, B, and C, Barry and Chloe. So it says what information about matrix X is given in the product. So the information is it has added up the rows, and it's telling us the total number of feral animals that each of the rangers cited. Would you agree? If I add up along the rows, that tells me the total number of animals. So has added up the rows and tells us the total feral animals, seen by each ranger. Okay, so then that's A and B, question A and B. Then in the next bit, in C, it wants me to evaluate A by S. So if you look, if I go do that, A is a row matrix. So a row matrix means there's only 1 row, and it has 3 columns in this case, and it's because it's full of just 1s. That means it's a summing matrix. And what it's going to do when we times it with our matrix S, it's a row matrix times before, full of 1s, is going to add up the columns. So if you have a look, we've got that column. So what our answer ends up being is a row matrix. So if you think about it, what were the columns of S? So remember, we're going to take the columns of this, which is cat, dog, fox, and rabbit. So now I've got cat, dog, fox, and rabbit. So what do you think it's telling me? Tells me the total what? Total of each animal? Yeah, seen? So it tells me the total of each feral animal seen. So let's just put the little note like I did before to show you how summing. So because this A is a row matrix of ones pre-multiplied, so pre-multiplied means before, it's going to equal, you add up the columns. Okay, so it's added up the columns. So if you look, 27 plus 18, that would be 65, plus another 35. Would that not be 80? Oh, sorry, what did I say? Oh, sorry, 45. That's 45. Plus 35, that would equal 80, wouldn't it? If I added all them up, and there's that answer there, sorry. Okay, for students recorded the number of minutes they spent watching television each weekday, and it was recorded in matrix T. So the first thing they want me to do is evaluate matrix T by matrix B. So you can see B, because we are, we'll put a little note there. So we are post multiplying with a column matrix of ones. That means that equals adding up the rows. So when we, over there on the calculator, I've done that. I've done T times B, and I press enter. So you can see I've got, obviously got a column matrix, but I've added all those numbers up across the rows. So I have totaled up the minutes of what? The kids, haven't I? So we've got Beth, Zara, Aria, and Wanda. So what has information? So if I might just call it TB, because that's what I multiplied. It gives the total minutes of TV watching for each student for the week. So if you're looking at that, what does, I'm going to say, what does element to this one, what does this element tell me? The one I highlighted, what does that tell me? In general terms. Like, it tells me something about Aria. So Aria, what did she do? She watched 200 minutes of TV for the week. How many minutes did Beth watch? Looking at that. 290. 290. She's the top one, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So then so that was part B there. And then in C, they want me to pre-multiply. So I'm going to do A times T. Okay, so over on my calculator, I am just going to grab that T, and it said pre-multiply, so I'll just pop it in the front. So it's a row matrix, so a 1, and we have it, it's a 1 by 4. Okay, and it's got 1s in it, so pre-multiplying with a row matrix of 1s will lead to the columns being added up. Okay, so let's write that so we remember. So pre-multiplying with a row matrix of 1 of ones equals adding up the columns. In our initial one, T. So if I do the answer here, so we had 115, 75, 80, 70, and 490. So what does that tell us? Well, look, what were the columns? The columns were Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So what's it telling us? It tells us the total minutes watched on that day by all the students. Does that make sense? So how much TV watching happened on a Friday if you add all their TV watching up for Friday? How much was it? Reading that. How many minutes were watched on Friday?
490.
490, that's right. So when it says, what does this tell us? So it tells us the total minutes watched on each day by all students, by all. Okay.